And today we have a topic on blockchain technologies impacting digital platforms and its value proposition by Mr. Amit Chandra. So, and so Amit Chandra is here. So, I think, it's great, that we are conducting this session on every weekend. And, before we get started, I thought let me quickly just, give you a brief introduction about Mr. Amit Chandra. So, Amit Chandra is a delivery manager and solution architecture blockchain at Snapper Future Tech. And Amit has already delivered multiple sessions for various institutions. And today, once again, I really welcome Amit sir for joining us on Saturday
Thank you.
morning for delivering a lecture on, as I mentioned again, blockchain technologies, impact on digital platforms and value proposition. And welcome you all on Saturday morning for taking out your time and attending this session. I think it's 10:58. We'll be starting our webinar exactly at 11 a.m. And just to give you an update, I'll be just posting our community link. We are already building a community, and we are doing a lot of multiple engagement activities for all the people who in community. So as a part of community engagement, we are doing this Tech Saturday webinar on every Saturday. And and also we have also launched a couple of multiple programs on blockchain and in Web3. There are a few more programs are yet to be launched. So I'll be sharing our community link. So kindly join our community. So you will be getting access for free courses and also a couple of reading materials like white papers and blogs and case studies. So I think I think we are already at 11. I think people are still joining. I think we can good to start, sir. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Vimles, and good morning, everyone. Vimles has given this short description about myself, and I am very much thankful to Vimles that and Times Pro that they have given me this opportunity to share my experience about the blockchain and how blockchain is doing into the market. What is my experience over the past 5 to 6 years when I'm in this blockchain technology. So I have prepared a particular slide where I have tried to cover everything, every business model, and I'm going to go through that one by one. And after that, once I cover the entire presentation, then the open will be podium to all of you to ask me whatever the doubt or the questions which you have. So that's the synopsis of the entire meeting. And now I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to start the presentation. Okay. So let me know, Wimles and thanks for that, whether you're able to view my screen.
Yes, sir. It's
Okay. So now let's start the webinar with some value proposition and impact of digital platform of blockchain technology. So it will be a value added webinar to all of you, and I know that you will gain more and more output from this, and you are going to use it into your different fields. And we are always here, Times Pro and me, always here to help you out whatever required from our end. So first of all, what the agenda of this entire webinar will be, I'm going to give you some brief about myself. Then I'm going to give you about the blockchain introduction, it and the characteristic of blockchain, how the transaction flow happen in blockchain. This parameter I have included in my webinar because I want to go from the lower to the upper level so that you will be able to understand that what is the value proposition of blockchain and how different digital platform are getting impacted or innovated or enhancing this blockchain technology into their field. Uh, in this impact of blockchain technology, I'm going to cover the different sector, the use cases where it will be utilized, and based on that, I have included a couple of sectors, which important sector, which are in the market, that is the insurance, finance, and banking, healthcare, and the government sector, where I'm going to explain you that how this blockchain is creating an impact in this particular domain. The next slide will be the future of blockchain, where I'm going to explain you that what will be the future of blockchain with some calculation or the market analysis along with some news which is going on around the market, and then the conclusion, and you can ask me a question. So let's proceed with the first, that is about myself. Why the question comes that who am I and why you have joined this webinar? What are the things we are going to get from this? So I have got total 15 plus years of experience in the IT industry, and currently I'm working into Snapper Future Tech as a senior delivery manager and solution architect. I'm a speaker, I am a blogger, and all these are because I am covering the entire blockchain community, where I am just spreading out the awareness of this technology to each and every one. The previous experience which I have is with multinational companies, that is Entity Data Global Services, which is a Japanese company, IBM, and Capgemini. I have spent around 9 years in IBM, and from there I started blockchain technology. Okay, that is the source of my initial career. Successfully, as I consider the what are the project I have covered, I have worked on multiple products that relate to the supply chain, digital verification, along with financial services. You might have heard about Dow bond. Okay, that all I have worked on. I have worked on the public sector and the supply chain management. To enhance my knowledge in blockchain, I have also uh, cleared a blockchain certification course from IIT Kharagpur and IBM, where I have enhanced my knowledge and get deeper into this blockchain technology. My passion is about, uh, as I said, that to spreading the knowledge of blockchain technology into the community by running blogs for the student and professionals, and also being a speaker in multiple platform. So this is my LinkedIn public domain. You can get in touch with me in LinkedIn, and I can help you out on that. Also, I'm attached with the Times Pro, so whatever feels you can get in touch with me. So let's begin with the main agenda of this meeting is what is a blockchain. So when we consider as a blockchain, well, how it is different from the other technology which is there in the market. What happened that in the other technology we are recording the transaction, and the transaction is getting recorded uh, into their ledger. But what is happening in blockchain, it is being controlled by a single community. So what happened that in the business, the things came out that data is very important, and if anything's happened into the data, then it create a lot of to and fro between the stakeholders. Okay, because when we are in a business model, then we don't trust each other, and there should be some kind of platform where we can build more and more trust, and there where the blockchain comes into picture. A blockchain is a decentralized network where every transaction which are being happened into the network has been recorded by each and every stakeholder at a real time basis, and there is no way that one could manipulate the data and the transaction in a blockchain, because once that is being done, then the entire nodes or the entire stakeholder data will also get updated, and there is no possibility that existing data will get updated, because some of the algorithm of the cryptographic algorithm are being introduced, and they are there. Merkle tree, you in your student life you might have heard about the Merkle tree. So that kind of concept are there in blockchain. So blockchain is more security, because cryptographically every uh, the transaction is cryptographically secured. Private key, public key concept are there. Each and every node has their own identity, and it's a single source of truth. It means that if you go to the any node who are part of the network, then you will get the same data everywhere. There is no one that if in a single node you or is in a single stakeholder server you get one data, in the other stakeholder you get other data. That is not possible. This intermediation is something that which is an advantage of blockchain, because in the case of centralized server, if something happened to the central server, then all the data will get lost, and the entire belief is on the central database. So that is the more dangerous and the most impactful way of the technology which has been overcome by blockchain technology. Blockchain, because it is a decentralized network. The data which are recorded into the blockchain are transparent to the stakeholder. Anyone can go and check that what is happening in the network. Okay, and that is more value added when we in the case of supply chain, because in the case of supply chain multiple stakeholder are involved, and the data moves from one stakeholder to another stakeholder, and the real time data and transparency is very important. as the blockchain framework is secure, transparent, no, there is no way every stakeholder has their own identity, so it automatically build a trust between uh, the stakeholder of the business. Because what happened that when we do a business in a practical scenario, when we do a business, multiple stakeholder or multiple entity are involved in that, and where money is there, then the trust factor get reduces. So how a platform can build the trust? Blockchain is the answer for that. Okay. Now, what is the characteristic of a blockchain technology? As I said, that the network which are being created for a blockchain, it's a decentralized network and a connected ecosystem, all are connected with each other, which create an efficiency of the transaction flow. The participant can share the data among themselves, and other participant can try effectively see that what is going on into the network. When we talk about the smart contract, then in a blockchain we can automatically create, we can build an automation over there, that we can create a business model or a business whatever code, and we can deploy it into the blockchain network, and when any kind of condition met, then automatically that transaction is will happen. So that type of automation is an advantage in blockchain technology. Consensus mechanism is something that if multiple entity are part of a network, and what happened that there is a consensus mechanism, that if all can approve, one can approve or two can approve. So the business entity can decide when they come to a network, that whether the transaction which is going to be recorded into the system, how that will be recorded. So it automatically create a trust between the entity, and the whatever the transaction which happens are more immutability. No one can edit the data, because what happened that a transaction are captured into a block, and a block is added to its previous block, so there is no way one could alter. So it automatically create a security, and as I said, the ledger are distributed. Every entity has the ledger, and that is up to dated. There is no point that one data will be outdated to the other. If the questions comes that suppose entities are part of a network and something happened that the server goes down, then what is going to happen? So in blockchain technology, there is a provision that whenever your server gets up, it will, through the gRPC protocol or the gossip protocol, it will connect to its nearest network and get all the updated data, and his ledger will get updated. So there is no way that there will be some kind of lack of data between the blockchain network. So these are the characteristic of blockchain technology, which makes it more stronger than the other technologies. Now, in this presentation, I have shown you the transaction flow in blockchain. So I want to suppose some user wants to submit a transaction into the blockchain network, then how it is goes. In the first transaction flow, you can see that someone has requested a transaction through a wallet application. It means that if we are a part of a network and I want to I want to send some money to some other person, then that transaction will be propagated to the network consisting of nodes, whether it is public blockchain or the private blockchain. Then the transaction will propagated to each and every nodes, and each and every nodes is going to validate that transaction. It validation means they are going to check that whether the transaction which came up, whether it is valid or not, whether it's removed the double spending or not. So they're all kind of validation each and every node will do, and they will give their status to the node, that whether that transaction is valid. So once the transaction has been verified, then the verified transaction will automatically executed by a cryptocurrency smart contract which is there already into the network. And once everything's done, before getting the transaction to be committed into the network, then the transaction will be combined with the other transaction. It will create a blocks. When we talk about a blocks is a collection of transaction, and these blocks are being created based on the duration, whether in suppose in 1 second how many transaction will come, or the capacity of the block, whatever the logic we give. Based on that, a block will get created, and that new block will be added to the existing blockchain, and that will be permanently stored into the blockchain network, and every node will get notified that a new transaction has been added, because a new block will add and automatically the node will get synced with the network. So this is how the entire transaction flow happen into the blockchain. Now, I have explained you about what's a blockchain, the characteristic of blockchain, and the transaction flow of a blockchain. These are all theoretical and all things I can say. But what is the value proposition of blockchain technology? Why anyone is going to use a blockchain technology? First one is the network built on integrity. When I talk about integrity comes with the security, the smart contract, the decentralized network, uh, how the network has been built, whether anyone goes trust the network or not. So these are the factors: the security, decentralized, smart contract, the keys, the private key, public keys, which are being introduced into the blockchain network. This build the integrity of the network, and the entity who are part of that network uh, get a value from the blockchain network. And also distributed power in a centralized network. What happened that the power goes to a central server only. Whatever the instruction what have the business model we have decided, that is based on the central model, and from there only the data got passed to the different entities. So but in this case the power has been different distributed to different entities, and everyone can add their be a part of the transaction model. Okay, whatever the transaction get committed, so automatically because of the security and security, what are the how the transaction are getting recorded into the blockchain, it automatically build a trust between the entity. That is the one value proposition, that in any business, trust and reliability are the two things that I want to be a part of this network. So how I can assure that the trust will get created, why, how you can assure that data will not get breached, or no one will get edited the data, how my data will be secure. So all these things are happened in blockchain technology. Blockchain technology also gives a simplified process, where I'm going to explain you in detail. When I cover the use case, you will be able to understand that what I am saying. There are a lot of manual work currently happen in a when we talk about a centralized network. When I talk about centralized network, it says that every entity has its own server. Okay, they are recording their data based on their business process, and and there is an involved of auditing process, lot of manual work get happened. But in blockchain, if you introduce a smart contract and everyone is a part of that network, then because of that the process will get automated, and automatically the transaction will get happen based on the smart contract which has been decided by the business network, digitally secured. The second part is the digitally secure. uh, this thing I have already covered, that how security happens, the private key, public key, market tree root, and only authorized user will only be a part. We have a wallet system in permissionless network. It also reduce the cost and increase the efficiency. When I talk about reduce the cost, then you know that a lot of expense happen in the audit process. There are a lot of manual activity happen in the current system, so that will get reduced, and it will increase the efficiency of an individual who are working on the platform. Improved traceability is something that the real-time data is getting recorded into the ledger, and what happened that the entity who are part of the network can at a real time can see that what is going on into their transaction. Suppose, for example, I am a user, okay, and I have taken some insurance and I have submitted my claim process. In the current process, there is no way that I can see the real time data. I can only see what has been recorded by the insurer, whether it is true or false. And multiple stakeholders are involved in the insurance claiming process. But with the blockchain, I can as a user I can be a part of, or as a user I can log into the application, see that where is my current application is, and whatever the data which is there into the insurance ledger or the transaction which are there is a reliable source. Because later on I can charge them that you have written this one, but this has not been happened, and they will not able to deny on that. So it's provide a improved traceability to the user and build a trust for the insurer. Okay. Now the value proposition I've covered. Now how blockchain is impacting the digital platform. See, there are lots of domain in the current business model. Everyone is exploring the blockchain into the different areas, and and what happened that they are try to coming out that what are the things we can do with this technology, and most of them has succeeded, and awareness are being done into the market. So if I cover about the insurance and banking sector, then most painful area is the KYC and identity management system. For this KYC and identity management system, they have to involve the third party. The third party will go to the doorstep. They will verify the KYC, and later on what happened that that will get registered into the system. But if I get connected with the other insurer and I want to take a suppose vehicle insurance, the same process will repeat it. So blockchain will overcome that one. The cross border payment, this cross border payment, if you want that if you want to know that if I want to pay someone who are staying in US, then that payment will get automatically, but at the background the settlement process takes days to do that one between the banking sector. So it's create a lot of lack of transaction, or that's a delay in the settlement process also, that are not visible to the user, but that happened to the banking side. Interbank payment communication is something which can be handled by this digital platform or blockchain technology. Trade finance, mortgages. The other domain is the financial services. The same goes to the everywhere. It's the identity management, equity security, debt security, trade, escrow, decentralized finance. As I said, the DAO concept comes into picture, CBDC comes into picture, which are born from the idea of blockchain. Healthcare and life insurance, you can see that the pharma track and trace, whatever the medicine which you are using currently, we don't know that whether it is expired one, whether it is genuine one or not. So with blockchain, the track and traceability of that pharmaceutical company will get easier. Not only the customer, it's for the business partner also, who are part of that entire supply chain process, will able to track that one. Drug provenance, this is something that can be reduced. Health record is something that I did a checkup in one hospital, and they have referred me to the other hospital. Then nowadays what happened that when we go to the other hospital, then they do the same type of checkup again. So it's a cost to the patient, and also a pain nowadays. So that could be handled by a blockchain technology. Blood bank, clinical trial is something that whatever the record are being gated, so that can be government agency. It is the digital identity, birth registration, death registration, digital voting, asset tracking, land record, digital currency. Supply chain, in supply chain, the most important thing is the asset ka trace and track wala part. Asset provenance, warranty management, sustainable supply chain. Whatever the asset or whatever the product we are using, how we can prove that it is authenticated or not. Who will give us the, in the drug case also, what there should be some kind of certification where they says that yeah, it's a loyal medicine, but who is going to take ownership of that? So media and commercial, it's the loyalty program. Digital right, royalty program is that we can introduce the, in the media line, I record a music, I create an NFT of that, and I sell it as an NFT. So it's create a loyalty and a digital right that no one will able to steal my rights over there. Retail and CPG, it's a loyalty, food authentication. Travel and transport is something, loyalty program is very important, because how we are going to attract the customer. Cargo track and trace, shipping documentation. So these are the certain things in this travel and transport domain which one can do. Cargo track and trace, you know that the tracking and tracing of the shipment order, which or the things which are getting shipment means what the things which comes to us. Okay, that's, we don't have any track and trace facility proper. Shipping documentation is something we can digitalize using the blockchain technology. Education is something, the certificate authentication and the micro credential. It means that whenever we go for a job, they always ask us a certificate. Okay, and we don't know that we have distributed our hard copy and the soft copy so many where that we don't know how that people are using our credentials or the certificate. That's very important. So why not to we can introduce a use case, or you can introduce a POC. Some the things are all have already been done, that we can create a token of our certificate, and then we can share it with our the whoever wants our certificate to verify. Whenever they verify the certificate, a transaction will get added, and that will, and we can go and check that if my 10th mark sheet who have checked in this 1 month. Okay, so that is where we can do that one. Agricultural food traceability and the seed traceability. So this will really, blockchain will really help the farmer, that the seeds which they are using to grow crops, they will able to know that it's authenticated or not. What is the quality of that seed which is coming to them? Food traceability is something from farmer to the store. The consumer, the customer will able to understand that whatever the product they are using, what is the quality of that. Suppose we are purchasing apple, oranges, fruits, so there should be some barcode over there, and we can one can check that what is the traceability of the when it has been dispatched from a particular location and how it has been received over here. So this is where the entire agricultural domain will get benefited. Mining is something at asset ownership and raw material traceability. This is something that I want. Some companies are creating an steel product, and for the steel product, they need certain raw material. That raw material are getting are coming to them. What is the quality of that? And once that steel gets created, they can issue a certificate where within that certificate there will be a barcode where the anyone can scan that QR code and get the certificate and the quality of that steel. This is one example of steel. Real estate, fractional ownership and the title insurance. Suppose I want to sell my flat, and that flat has been transferred from multiple owner to me. Okay, then if we track the entire, or if we keep a record of everything in a blockchain which is tempered proof and transparent, then it will easily able to understand that if I'm purchasing some home, then whether there is any legal issues or not, and who are the owner of this particular flat or property. Okay, so these are the impact of blockchain on digital platform, the domain. Now I will go to few of the sectors which are very important, and because I covered this one to make you more understand about how the things goes on. So when you talk about blockchain in insurance, then it improves the transparency and trust. It says that suppose I have taken an insurance, life insurance, or a medical insurance policy from an insurer, and after that some medical emergency come to me and I claim that one. So this thing same happened to me where I have claimed for myself and it got delayed for a month. I was not getting a proper update, anything. But think of something that I have an application where I can log in and I can check, see that for claiming, when I have claimed for a medical claim, and this entity are involved in approving my claim, and what is the current status of that. So in this way it will create a transparency and trust to the customer and also the entity who are involved in that. There will be no to and fro between the entity that they have not sent us the detail, we can't do that one. So increase faster and more efficient claim. This covers that one also, that if there will be ownership of the data, that everything is recorded in blockchain, and we can't manipulate the data, the dates and everything, then it automatically create an efficiency and ownership between the entity who are part of this insurance process. Reduce fraud. Obvious, if the data is immutable, then it automatically reduce fraud. If anyone try to do any kind of fraud, then immediately it will get captured by the entity who are part of the network. As it cover first three part, then it automatically increase the customer engagement. Customer will have more trust on the insurer and they will buy their medical policies from them. It's lower the cost. Why it is lower the cost? Because everything, suppose there are when I have taken the insurance, and at that time I have agreed on certain conditions. So that condition could be recorded as a smart contract and deployed into the blockchain. And whenever I claim a service, if that condition meets, then automatically the money will get transferred to me. So in this way, the automation will happen and it will reduce the cost, the number of resources cost. So I have did some Google and I'm doing some research on this insurance domain, and I found Ga- Gartner is something which did do this kind of research, and they found that a blockchain will generate 3.1 trillion in new business value by 2030. So this is the business value by 2030. The blockchain will generate into the insurance company, and that has been specified by Gartner, which deals on this research paper only. So the next part, Vimles, can you tell me that how much, what is the time now? Hello, hello. Am I audible to you all?
Yes, yes,
Hello.
yes, you're audible.
Okay, fine. I thought I missed. Okay, that's great. Fine. So the next thing is blockchain in banking and financial sector. So this is the important domain for every sectors or in a business, because it deals with the money. Okay. So in the banking and financial sector, there are a lot of the manual work, or there are a lot of delay happened when we talk about, when we go to in the depth. For example, for banking, intra-banking communications, okay, KYC verification, cross-border payment. These are something which takes reconciliation process between the bank. These are not known to the user, but it happened between the bank, and it took a lot of time. And nowadays, if you can see that because of this COVID, the KYC things happen very quickly. But every bank do their KYC. Every bank do their KYC. Why not to think of something and of an application where the KYC verification will be done, and that will be captured securely into a server, blockchain server, and token ID or a ID will be provided to each user. And whenever any bank want that KYC details, they will get that detail from the application. They will part of that network, and they will get the detail in there. That way, uh, the services they use for the KYC, or the extra money they pay for this KYC, will get reduced. And this body could, it could be anyone, a government agency also, they can part of this intra bank or the interbank communication. In the interbank communication, it takes a lot of time, whether it is letter of credit. Letter of credit is something that I want to send some goods to some other country with certain name, and I don't have the money. Then I borrow some money from a bank, and for that they give us a letter of credit, and that we have to present to the counter bank. So this process is very complicated, and this process could be reduced with a blockchain. So how blockchain is going to help the banking and financial sector is through faster transaction. The transaction will happen very fast. The time delay which happened between the intra-bank communication or interbank communication will be faster with the smart contract. Okay, the improved security, the security will get improved. The KYC, all things will be secured into the blockchain. Okay, improved data quality. The quality of the data will get improved, because every bank currently work as a silo. Okay, why not to come together? Every bank come together, because they are dealing with the is dealing with the money transfer, and all things are being handled by the Reserve Bank. Not to share every data with every bank, but certain data could be shared. Certain things could be resolved by the blockchain. I don't say that blockchain will solve all the problem, but blockchain will help to solve all the problem or minimize the time. Okay. Digital currency is something you have heard about. CBDC, the coin which has been launched by RBI, where multiple banks are involved. And RBI has introduced this POC recently, where they have introduced a CBDC coin. Okay, it's a digital currency, where it's a wallet, it's an application where you can download, you can buy that digital currency, and you can use that one. Okay, so Reserve Bank have did that one. Accountability, as all the things are getting recorded into the blockchain, and each one have their own ownership network. So accountability only always comes over there. Everyone will be accounted whatever the data getting recorded into the network. Okay, reduce error handling and reconciliation process. Error handling will get reduced because nowadays what happened that sometimes we get sometimes we get casual that yeah, this will not happen. But if something get introduced where the things are getting noticed by everyone, then we will be extra careful when we are putting some data into the application. And the reconciliation process is the matching. What is the reconciliation process? That suppose two banks deal with each other every day, they do a lot of transaction. Now at the end of the day, they checks that whatever the transaction they debit credit between each other, they try to reconcile, they try to match the data. Okay, and once both the ledgers get matches, then they say that okay, this bank has to give certain amount to this bank, and that bank has to give this much of amount to that. So the as everything is getting real time updated, so the reconciliation process will get reduced. Currently it takes a lot of time. Cost reduction is also there because there is no manual process. We can introduce the smart contract which give the automation process. Now the estimated, this is the, as I said, this all this blue line which I have put it over there are from the market research which I have did, and it says that the blockchain in banking and financial service is expected to grow $19.2 billion in 2027, and with a compound annual interest and 58.3. So see how the market size is for the banking and financial sectors. Okay, and already multiple countries are have implemented things in at their own way. One and you can see the newspaper also. Our finance ministers, they are talking about blockchain. Prime Minister talking about blockchain, how blockchain could revolutionize. But the thing is that awareness is still required. Okay, now the blockchain in healthcare sector. So in blockchain in healthcare sector, how it will improve the healthcare sector? As I said that for every person there is a medical history. Okay, so every person there is a medical history. There is a allergic food. There are certain medicine which are not which has been prescribed by the doctor not to take, and there are a lot of things. So suppose if there will be any application where we write all those things, and whenever we give to someone, and we can provide our ID to them, and they can by ID, and they can check our medical history. Okay, so how that will help, that will help that they will able to see that what are the things has been what is my entire history, and based on that they will advise us. Okay, now they have did certain type of x-ray, there's a certain type of blood test. Suppose 5-10,000 bucks we have spent on doing the medical checkup, and we again go to some other doctor, they want to do again the same thing. But we can offer this digital certificate, this has already been done, and this is the report which has been certified. So they have to accept that. So that kind of ecosystem we have to introduce in our healthcare, which will be secure and efficiently data sharing model. It will also improve the patient privacy, because the data of the patient are very important. So he will be able to share whatever data he want. Suppose he don't want to share some private data to another doctor, then he can do that one. By it all depend upon what type of application we are designing. Enhancing the supply chain management, how it is going to enhance the supply chain management. Whatever the medicine which we are taking currently, we don't know, it has been prescribed by the medical store, we take that one, and we use that one, but we don't know that where from it is coming, how it is coming, who are involved in that, whether it is been tampered, whether it is what I will say duplicate medicine or not. So if we provide certain, if the company provides certain kind of things, then it will be easier for the customer uh, to trust that product or that medicine which is using, and already the things have been implemented. Okay. See, as you can see in the diagram right hand side, there is a healthcare policy maker who validate the government policy rules and regulations, and all the things as a part of this smart contract. This is something the smart contract get recorded into the blockchain. Pharmacist valid prescription. Whenever the pharmacist will give some prescription, they will valid the prescription. Health advice, they will get to check that one. Disease diagnosis, X-ray technician, every these are the this is a ecosystem, and these are the entity of that ecosystem who got benefited with this blockchain network. So improve clinical trial, improve healthcare payment. As I said that what is an healthcare payment, that we can introduce a smart contract, and whenever we submit any kind of claim, if it is proper, if it passes all the predefined condition which are recorded into the blockchain, then automatically the payment will get happen to the customer without any delay. Okay, so that's kind of automation or the payment system we can introduce. The administrative process will also get seamless or streamlined, because now whatever the data the hospital or the pharmacist or the health advice they are going to prepare put, they will put into more whatever, they will be more attentive on that, because they have to take the ownership of that. So it's a kind of the use case or the impact of blockchain in the healthcare department. So the global blockchain in healthcare market size is expected to expand around USD 14.25 billion by 2032. Okay, see the revenue, the model of that, how it is going to expand. Okay, now the blockchain in government agency. So this sector is something which require more of this kind of technology, because there are lots of gap between the entity who are part of this ecosystem in the government agency, and because of which uh, the public gets suffer. Okay, now uh, for example, the improved transparency and accountability. Now what happened, that you might have seen your voter ID card. Okay, in the voter ID card, when we have generated the voter ID card, at that time they have put it any kind of whatever they want. The address are not proper, the photos are not proper, they taken the data, they put it the data, there is no accountability on that. But suppose we have some kind of technology at that time, blockchain technology or application, where they put the data that get verified, and then that get registered into the network. And for getting registered, it should be verified by some seniors. Okay, and when they verify, that transaction will get recorded into the blockchain. So there kind of that will be a kind of accountability which every approval has to account, that if, and next, suppose something goes wrong, my phone number are not updated properly, or something goes wrong, I can give a complaint that this number is not wrong. Then now whoever has approved that particular data will have to be accountability, take the accountability of that data. Okay, answerable. So in that way, the efficiency will get increased, and transparency will get increased. Now the secure and efficient way of voting. Now voting is something which is a debatable topic nowadays, because whenever any party wins in a certain area, they says that voting, there's some problem in the voting area. Okay, now if the voting happen through this blockchain technology, and they will be provided a voter through that voter ID card or unique ID they used to vote, and everything will get recorded into the blockchain, and multiple approval are there, means count who are counting the voting, they are there. In that way, the accountability comes into picture, and that will drastically increase the voting process. Identity management, this is something that we have our Aadhaar card. You might have seen Parivahan, which are holding our related to the what I will say, the driving license, the everything is over there, right? So details are there. Now that is something which being managed as centralized server. So what happened? The whatever the details which are there are being by the government agency, but we don't know that we are giving someone who are using that one, how that has been done. So this something area which can be improved by the blockchain. Improve the supply chain management. Supply chain management in the government sector. Suppose some flood come, and the central has passed some foods or something for the for their flood area. then they are sending suppose 10 crores of foods to some other place, and only 1 crore of foods are getting reached to that one. So this kind of irresponsible things could be avoided with using the blockchain, because whenever they are going to sanction some amount, that will get registered into the server, and the other party have to purchase that amount of product, and they have to register that one, that they have purchased that much of amount, that goes to the that particular area. Through the IoT we can capture the real-time data, that whether that that things are getting transferred to that particular location or not. And suppose some complaints happen and the management found that some glitches are there, then they can report, they can have some police verification on that, and from that data itself they will able to identify. But this happens with the real-time data, where the central are able to see that where their money has been used properly or not, and with that record. Because currently what happened, that if central is giving uh, some money to the state, and state are giving some money to the villages, then if villages are not properly using that one, then central asks the state, then state checks the data, state checks the villages checks the data. In that two flow happen, and it took around 2-3 months to find out the culprit, uh, and that thing happened. But why not to give a centralized server, decentralized server, where at a real time only the central could see the data? Okay, so improve financial management. As I said, that with this improving the supply chain management, it automatically improve the financial management service. And blockchain and government sector is something where blockchain are more and more explored. I will share certain news with you. Okay, and CB, and you might have seen that whenever at G20 or any kind of public gathering, our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Mr. Narendra Modi, always says that how this latest technology and especially blockchain is going to change the business model. Okay, so the blockchain government market size was valued $153.9 million in 2022, and is projected to reach around 18.15 billion by 2030. See the ratio, see the difference of the growth of this particular blockchain technology in the government sector. And a lot of things are being done currently. Whether it is success or not, that is something different, but they are trying on our part. Okay, they are trying to figure out the potential of this technology over there. Okay, now blockchain in supply chain. So this is something where data are most manipulated, and that there is a lack transparency in this model. One of my relative is in HCL, and they face lots of problem to track their data. Okay, so and in the case of you might have seen, you've seen that IBM has introduced that one for food traceability. So this is something, the food traceability, you can see it's a food traceability, any kind of things, food traceability, the whatever the valuable products, product traceability, everything could be done with the blockchain, because it increase the transparency and traceability. Means whoever a part of that supply chain process will join that network, and whenever someone manufacturer dispatch some material, whenever the manufacturer receives some purchase order and do the shipment on that, and the counterparty will going to accept the shipment order and receive that shipment order, that all will get recorded into the blockchain, and the manufacturer will able to know that what time the distributor has received the material, and that has been get recorded into the blockchain. So in this way, it will increase the transparency and traceability. And also for the consumer side, if suppose you are purchasing a product, and you got a QR code, and you scan that QR code, and you find that the product traceability from beginning to end, and that has been certified by some authority. Okay, then definitely the trust will build on for you. Okay, improve efficiency, reduce cost. Why reduce cost? Because if something happened in the supply chain process, then the audit process, there are a lot of manual work which happen, so that will get reduced with the blockchain. The quality control, quality control is something, the fake product which is there into the market. Okay, that could also be tracked by this quality control. The NFT, you might have heard about the NFT. Now manufacturer could create an NFT of a product and then launch into the market, and they can introduce an NFC tag over there, which can track the entire thing. So in this way, the quality will get controlled, sustainability will happen, customer will have more and more trust into the product. Okay, now and this goes to a simple product, to a expensive product, also to a Rolex watch, and to Amul milk, or anything, any product which we are purchasing from DMart or other retail store. Okay, so the supply chain market expected to generate a revenue of 14,884 million and grow an impressive of 57.4 by during this. I've captured the 21 to 28 time frame, that 57 will be 57% will be the growth. Okay, now what is the future of a blockchain? So blockchain is being used for these multiple sectors. Okay, now what is the future, how blockchain could be expanded to other things also. So one, the four things which I've captured is this cloud storage. So what happened that we have everyone is going to the cloud for having their infrastructure over there, because the what happened that they maintain everything, and it is very much secure. So, and there is no overhead cost of maintaining the infrastructure. Okay, now that storage of the cloud could be more secure from the hacker using the blockchain. Suppose we are having some storage, and we secure that storage using the blockchain network, using the concept of blockchain of having the cryptography, private key, public key, and we reduce that unauthorized person could not tamper or encrypt the data, or whatever the data gets stored into the storage. In that way, the cloud storage will get improved. The cyber security model is something, the private messaging, we have to integrate the API. Okay, and that API communication will be uh, add value added by using the blockchain. Nowadays concept comes that we have to create an open API, and that open API we can integrate to the system, and that could log the data into the blockchain. So this entire cyber security could be done using the blockchain. Digital advertisement. Now what happened that whether we want to, I have to put some advertisement into some platform, but I am not aware that how much revenue is getting generated, what other things is going on, whether they are promoting my things properly or not. So there are a lack of things which are going. So these things we can capture into a blockchain network, where suppose I have purchased some kind of services in the advertisement, and they ask me that they are going to promote in this genre, and I will be able to see that whether that is happening or not at a real time. And if I lodge a complaint, then they will be answerable to that and accountable to that, and there will be no to and fro game between that. I have given that agency has not given me the response. So that will be, this blockchain can reduce this kind of thing into the digital advertisement agency. This digital advertisement agency is a big business, and there are very very minor level of things involved in that. Someone of the boot traffic, domain fraud, insufficient payment model are there. Okay, now finance is something that one can track the inflow and outflow of the cash. You might, the Punjab National Bank has given some amount to some person, he haven't paid, he ran away, RBI is not informed on that. In that way, there is no tracking system between the RBI and the, so if they are part of the same ecosystem, and if something, a huge amount of money has been given to someone, then automatically a smart contract will get created that will record the transaction, that will notify the RBI that this certain bank has issued that much of amount to certain person. We can decide the threshold. Okay, we can decide the threshold that and when that threshold passed by that bank, then automatically a trigger will get generated to the RBI, and RBI will get informed with that message that this bank has issued that much of amount to a person. And the counter bank will not able to deny that they haven't done, because that is in blockchain, and they agreed on that part, and then only they have joined that ecosystem. So RBI has to take a lead on that, and if they have to do a business in India, then they have to part of this ecosystem, and they are doing that one currently. Okay. Now, few of the latest news which I have captured from the Economic Times, this is for a couple of months, is that Switzerland-based corporate bond issued a Swiss commodity trading firm in Polygon blockchain platform. If you're not aware of a Polygon blockchain platform, it is a permissionless blockchain platform. There are two type of platform. One is the permissionless and permissioned blockchain. Permissionless is something that the scope of this network is very high, because everyone can join into this network and they can do the transaction, whereas permissioned blockchain is something for a business supply chain process, where the limit of the entity are limited. So Polygon is a business permissionless kind of blockchain network, and you can see that Switzerland-based company has already issued their corporate bond issue. Earlier in February, the Hong Kong government issued the world state issued tokenized green bond worth 102 million using blockchain technology. Whereas in Germany, engineer Siemens issued its first digital bond worth 64 million on public blockchain. So see the news over here. Now you can see that government launched blockchain project to explore potential of Wave 3. So what this kind of initiative the government are taking, okay, and this is just the Wave 3. They are doing in a larger scale at digital currency level everywhere. Okay, they're putting their awareness. Okay, Indian government launches blockchain initiative with Fire Network Capital. Fire said it in July it raised $100 million in Series A funding from UK based company. Okay, so these are few of the latest news. There are a lot of news over there. You can look into that. But you might be asked that what about the cryptocurrency which is going on, the frauds which is going on. It's everyone, the things will come to everyone mind that with the cryptocurrency everyone is linking it to the blockchain, but cryptocurrency is a small part of blockchain. Now blockchain the now what happened that blockchain when it started, then there are a lack of awareness. The companies are unaware that how to use a blockchain. So cryptocurrency comes into picture. Now they have got the benefit of blockchain. They find they got to know the blockchain could be used in this way, and they have tried to implement in different business sectors, and now they are implementing into the different blockchain sector. The only thing as a delivery manager or a solution architect or a speaker I found is the awareness between the awareness with the public. Okay, they always compare cryptocurrency as a blockchain, but that is a small part of the blockchain. Okay, there are a lot of benefit we can take out from this technology. It only about we understand this technology and how and it and what the major problem I have also seen that everyone says that blockchain could solve all the problem. That is not possible. Not a single technology will able to solve all the problem. It's a collaboration of technology, and with that collaboration of technology the problem will get solved. Blockchain will solve certain part of the problem. Okay. Now the future of blockchain, you can see that the future of blockchain in 2023 is 17 billion USD, whereas the revenue forecast for 2030 is 1431 billion with a growth rate of 87%. Okay, the country which are being in scope for the blockchain are US, Canada, Mexico, UK, Germany, France, China, Japan, India, Brazil. They are exploring more and more in blockchain. So in near future you will be able to see lots of news from these countries, and they are today also they are saying in UAE you can find NFT. You might have seen that when that FIFA World Cup launched, then they have launched the NFT of that. Okay, so key company who are contributing to the future of blockchain are IBM, Microsoft, Linux, BTL, Chain. These are the companies which are Ripple, Monex. They are putting their effort, they are putting their research on this. Whereas there are a lot of startups, including Snapper, Future Tech, which is 5 years old, 5 to 6 years old company, and they are totally focusing on blockchain and provide solution to the customer with the development part. Okay. So this is from my end where I have covered the entire thing, and I hope you have able to understand that the value proposition and impact of blockchain in the current world. So now this you can get in touch with me in this number, my mobile number. You can get in touch with me. There is my official ID, my personal ID. You can get in touch with my LinkedIn profile. So yeah, so that's from my end, Vimles, and now the podium is open for everyone who can ask questions to me. Okay.
So there are a few questions. Let me quickly read out. There's a question by Nitin Jain. So what is smart contract? Is this always linked with blockchain or can be independent of blockchain?
See, a smart contract is nothing but is code. We write a Java code, correct? And within that Java code, we see that what that program has to do. Okay, so it's a kind of code. We are instructing that if this thing happen, then you have to do this certain kind of things. Okay, so that is a smart contract. It's a series of instruction which we are giving to the server. That if suppose for example, I will give an example that I want to send $50,000 to Wimless. So when I send that one, the smart contract will check that what is my current balance. If my current balance is below than 50,000, then it will not send to Wimless, correct? And if it is more than that, then it will send the money to Wimless. So it's a kind of programmer business logic which has been added into smart contract, and that has been deployed into the network. Am I clear? Hello, Bimles. What's the next question?
Yeah. So the next question is, how to get started with blockchain? This is question by Ashwani.
Yeah, correct. So this is the most important question, because when I have started my career, I have also these questions in my mind. So the best way to start your career in blockchain is to read the newspapers. Okay, read the newspapers, go through that one, what is happening in the market, and after that, to clear your basic, you have to do certain kind of training. Okay, my company Snapper Future Tech is providing a training, so you can get in touch with me or Times Pro. Also, they have their own training program. If you can join that one, but you have to be updated into the market with this technology, and then start with the training program.
I think your screen is still sharing. You can just stop it, I guess.
Yeah. You are not able to see me. I stopped that one, I guess.
Yeah, I can. Now it is fine. Now it is fine. So
yeah. Yeah. Tell me.
Yeah, there is a question from Nitin. Is this efficient for high volume transaction? What are the disadvantages of BC?
BC, that's blockchain you are talking about, correct?
Yeah, blockchain. Yes, blockchain. Correct.
See, as a blockchain technology, okay, high volume data, yes, something. It's a good question, that high volume data, but there is always a way. If you put a high volume data at a time to the blockchain network, then it will take a lot of time to, because there are verification process happen in that. But it is not something like that. It will not take bulk of data, because this public blockchain, Polygon and Algorand, Ethereum, they all are handling bulk of data. Okay, so it is not that much, but it's we will the size of the transaction, but that should be a lighter transactions. Okay.
There is one more question from Apurva. So, is there any report or research which predict complete replacement of global currencies with cryptocurrencies?
There, you want to say that is there any report or research which replacement of cryptocurrency you are talking about?
Yeah, replacement of global currency.
Okay.
Replacement of global
Yeah,
currency with
yeah.
cryptocurrency.
See, I will give an example. So cryptocurrency is something, when introduced, it is not controlled by any government agency. It's something which introduced, and it's been controlled by the network itself. And lots of frauds are getting happened, and the government are not getting aware of that, because what happened that many people are losing their money in cryptocurrency, and there is no way that they could complain to anyone. Okay, now looking into that, in India and in different countries, they are enforcing laws in cryptocurrency. One of the example is in India also, the tax has been included into the cryptocurrency. Along with that, they are using CBDC, so that they can ask the customer that not to use cryptocurrency, rather use the CBDC currency, which has been owned by the government, and be secure. Okay.
Okay.
Hello.
So there is one more question from Khan. How blockchain differs from cloud like AWS, GCP, and MS Azure?
So the cloud is something, it's a technology, and the technology is built at the top of this cloud infrastructure. Okay. See, the AWS, Google, Azure, these are the cloud infrastructure which provide us the infrastructure. And blockchain technology, to implement, we need an infrastructure. Okay. So this infrastructure will be done by this cloud only. Okay.
Got it. So one more question from Gadam. How unique is maintained across the bank at global level if bank names and accounts are same?
Uh, Account, bank name,
So
and
basically,
accounts are
how
same.
unique account is maintained across the bank at global level. If bank name and accounts are same, I'm not clear with this question.
Yeah. Because what happened that if we are having a our account in a single bank, then we have a single ID over there. Okay.
Correct.
So this is something that I have not understand the question.
How unique? Okay, here again, rephrase this question. How unique key is maintained across the bank at global level if bank names and accounts are same?
No, but see, the account number is something which is unique for you. Okay.
Correct. Correct. Correct.
So if you can't open a second bank account in the same with your name. Okay, so account number is something that unique. You can have different bank. You can open your account over there. Okay, so this is something I haven't understand the question. Okay, but if you are saying about that how the transaction are happening with the blockchain, then that is all about the digital identity, that is public and private key concept are used on that. Okay.
And there's a last question we'll take because we are running out of the time. So there's a question from Puni Amit. So do you think can we use the digital blockchain form creating digital lending for home loan to automate from loan origination to underwriting the dis, disbursement and service?
Yes, we can do that one. First of all, we have to understand that in the loan disbursement process, what are the things involved in that. Okay, for the first thing is that the bank require the, whenever we take a loan, the bank require the home, the registration paper, the all the documents from the builder. Along with that, my salary statement, my KYC, my income tax returns, they take that one. So suppose we all as an application, there will be an application where I put all this data, and I get and get an identity ID of that. And I ask, suppose I go to one property and they ask me this detail, I can provide that ID, they can gather the data from there. In the bank also, they can get the data from there. In that way, they don't have to chase me for each and every time. And in that way, the process will get streamlined. And if somehow the bank reject my application, then I should be able to understand what is the reason behind that. So in that way, it will help. The home loan process will get help out, but that only to if multiple entities are involved in the process of home loan. Okay.
Okay, great, great. I think we are almost running out of the time. It's already
Yeah, yeah.
close to 12:10. I think whatever the question which was, unanswered, so you can kindly post in our community. We'll try to get it answered from Amit himself. So I think we are almost end of the session. I think we can now wrap it up. So once
Yeah.
again, thank you, Amit, for
Thank
taking
you.
your time, and it was a really insightful session. It was, I think, I hope our learners also got some insight from this session. And going forward, we'll be coming up with a different session with a new speaker on a new topic. And as I mentioned, like somebody has missed out few things, we're not able to attend on time. We'll be posting session recording in our community, and kindly join our community and keep so that you get updates on what is happening across Web3 and get connected with the other Web3, folks also. So once again, thank you everyone for joining this session on Times Pro Tech Saturday webinar. So I'll see you on next week with a new topic. And once again, Amit, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Wimless and Times Pro, for giving this opportunity where I got a chance to interact with and to give my value to blockchain technology. Okay.
Great, thank you. And I just posted our community link or a chat. So kindly in case join our community, and we'll be sharing all the updates of our community.
Definitely.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Have a good
Thank
weekend.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. Thank you.